I got a stick. Ooh, I got a stick. I got a stick.
Well, soak me in vinegar and call me a pickle. It's episode 6 of the Best Butties podcast. The podcast in which we find out the very best of stuff. And with me, as always, is the dream team of stuff pickers. My name's Brandon, and with me, as always, we have Robert.
Yeah, hiya, you alright?
We have Jack.
Ooh, ooh.
And what's that in the distance? We have Ryan.
Hello, it's your stuff picker extraordinaire, Skinny Penis.
Fucking hell.
We love it. So yeah, it's episode 6. As I'm sure everyone knows, this topic is somewhat ambiguous. Ryan, you went with class or class as the buzzword. And I hope we've all gone quite different directions, possibly, with that.
Yeah.
So this could be interesting. Might not be, but it could be interesting.
I'm going to put it out there that I don't think I'm going to win because I had a very stupid idea and stuck with it because I found it quite funny, but other people probably won't. Especially if you're American, I don't think this translates at all. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see what you guys did.
What about all those 4 American listeners we've got?
You mean 4,000?
Yeah, before we sort of went live or hit record or whatever, I'm pretty confident with this one. I've been confident with past picks and I've had my dreams shattered, but I'm actually very confident with this. So if I don't win, I will be outraged. I will kick off.
Time to get on the board.
It's my time to shine, Dan.
Have you not won one yet? I don't think you have, have you?
I ain't won. I just about scraped around.
Yeah.
Like 3 episodes ago or something daft. That's
Can't
it.
all have my taste, you know?
My God.
Leading the pack, and it's where I belong.
I'm not even going to bring up some of the past atrocities you've said about the bloody 3D platformers. Gosh.
I'm right,
No.
and look.
No, we're not having this again, please.
Crash Bandicoot, dog shit. Spyro, dog shit. Croc, dog shit. Gex, dog shit.
Hey, Gex was at least funny.
It's funny
Gex, I
for a
remember
few
enjoying
minutes.
Gex. Is this now sort of like our weekly
This is it, every
segment
episode.
of Jack shits on like a childhood favourite? Is that?
What do you think about Pop-Tarts, Jack?
They're fine.
Wait,
Just
question:
fine.
Did you have those as a child? Because that was very much a uni thing for me. They weren't in. There were shops near me.
Oh, now and then.
Jack used to go to America like every other week, so probably.
Yeah. When we're in the States, we'd mum and dad would get them for us and shut us up.
You have, like,
as
good
well as
ones,
loads
man.
of other like crap food, like Twinkies. Twinkies taste like shit.
Twinkies are awful.
I like a Twinkie. There's like an atomic
just-
plastic taste to them. It's quite nice. It's quite
Just
appealing.
like eating
Atomic.
a sponge. Like I could just go and eat a sponge.
I have never twinkied, so I cannot comment. But I always thought they looked a bit shit.
The twink hasn't twinkied.
Oh, Twinkie. Is Brandon now the resident twink for the podcast?
Apparently, yeah.
Can you confirm, Ryan?
That's quite an interesting question, actually. I think out of all of us, it's between him and Jack, and none of you have got enough nose rings for my liking. So maybe not, actually.
6 isn't enough.
You've got them hanging off your ear.
Yeah.
Speaking of body modification, we need a quick reminder that something we mentioned in the first episode that hasn't come up again. The loser within the first year overall is getting a Best Buddies tattoo.
With all of the winners, was that the plan?
I don't know what we're doing, some sort of design, but that was sort of agreed and
to be
then
fair-
has been ignored for a few months.
I think an African bull elephant eating a grilled cheese would be pretty good. I'd kind of have that. That's a vibe. I'd have that.
With like Elden Ring tattooed onto the elephant tattoo.
And maybe
With
guts
this-
sword.
Yeah, guts
and
riding the
Guts
elephant.
Gut Sword. I mean, Gut Sword will cover Elden Ring and Berserk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or then
Chasing
a
the
Punisher logo, yeah, chasing the Punisher, or with like a tattoo of the Punisher.
I mean, at this point, it's going to be a sleeve, isn't it? So the loser has to get a sleeve.
Right, we might have to work
Yeah.
on something that's less
We need a
Like
tattoo.
a
artist
Yakuza
sponsor.
style all back tattoo.
Yeah, it'd be a masterpiece. That,
Yeah.
Well, that would be
especially as
sick.
I mean, how long is a season of Best Butties? Is the question, because if it's every like 50 episodes, that's a big fucking tattoo.
I suppose the longer we leave it, then there's going to be more and more winners, and we're going to make this tattoo more expensive. It's kind of like a vicious cycle. So we need some people
It's
to listen.
awful.
I would say
We need to
25.
get Patreon going.
Yeah. Like 22 episode seasons are common in the States, so maybe we round it up to a nice number of 25 and call that a season.
Well, aren't we doing? I've just realised, aren't we then doing the sort of? You might have to split across, say, like 2 episodes or so, but like the best of brackets where the
yeah.
winners are put against each other to get an overall winner.
True.
We might have to talk about this when we're not recording.
What is now not admin time? Is this not fun?
It's fine. It's my own fault for bringing it up. It's my fault. But
Intricate
I
workings.
just thought, Brandon needs to be prepared to get this tattoo.
I'm not getting a tattoo of like a fucking African bull elephant eating a grilled cheese. While that does sound great,
Start winning.
heads up.
He has got
I'm
a
not
point there.
doing it.
You do have to start winning. That's true.
But I would argue that my picks should have won and this panel's wrong.
Wow.
Generalisation.
But here
I
we
can't
are.
believe it.
Right,
But the
so we're
win-
looking
the
for a
win
new
streak-
fourth chair.
No, regardless, the win streak starts today. Don't you worry.
Before we do start, can I actually if you guys have actually eaten Pop-Tarts, what is your favourite flavour of Pop-Tart?
I could not recall a single flavour of Pop-Tart. I've
Yeah, there's
tried them
chocolate.
that little.
There's
At all?
berry ones or there's chocolate ones, and that's about as different as I can think.
I
Chocolate, hasn't it?
probably go with chocolate or
Chocolate's
birthday
too-
cake. Like the American birthday cake flavour is always
actually-
quite nice.
They did like a cinnamon apple, like that was pretty good.
That's
But at
the
that
one.
point, they have like if you're in the States, they have like actual toaster pastries that are just apple and cinnamon that you can just have instead. There's like just heat up something that's actually good and isn't stodgy.
But if
and
you had to
crap.
eat a Pop-Tart, you'd eat the apple cinnamon one.
yeah,
Correct
That
answer.
does sound good.
Chocolate's
does
too
sound
much for
good.
breakfast. You can't be eating a slab of chocolate for breakfast.
None of it's good for breakfast.
Yeah, but like the Americans are so good at breakfast because as a cereal connoisseur, American cereal is on a fucking different planet. It's so good.
Is all of it good though, or just the stuff small amount
I mean,
that
like,
you've
we're
eaten?
burning a future episode here.
Yeah,
Best cereal,
cereal
best
is a
breakfast
whole
food.
Yeah, oh, amazing.
That's interesting. However, I am now curious. What's everyone? I don't know if you mix it up a lot. What's everyone's like breakfast? Do you have a go-to breakfast? Because I have the same breakfast every fucking day.
Same, and
Yeah.
I'm an adult now, so I shop in the adult cereal section where it's all granola and fibre to make you poop properly.
It's got a little, instead of a toy, it's just got sex toys, like a little.
I'm about to
cock
say,
ring
and
in
on the back
cornflake.
it's like
Yeah.
page 3 of the Sun.
I can't believe that's the first thought that you have going towards adult entertainment is page 3.
Is that even still a thing?
No, it's not
That's so Brexit.
It's not going anymore.
Bought a newspaper in so long, I have no idea if that still exists.
I don't think any. I assume porn magazines still exist. Do they? Is that sort of thing? Who
Page
buys
nuts,
that?
porn.
nuts
Probably
went out
just-
of business, didn't it?
Because no one
Probably
buys
just
it.
all the leftover stock from like 2001 still on the shelves for emergencies.
These are some vintage titties.
Yeah.
Wow. Shall we? Shall we? get
You
on
tell
to-
we just got nothing to talk about this episode.
What about our
really?
breakfast? What about our breakfast?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I know everyone's
I'm unhealthy. I just don't eat breakfast.
You-
Often
terrible.
don't eat breakfast or lunch.
Jack, you need to break
most
your
important
fast.
meal of the day.
Indeed, it is.
Yeah, but I'll just. I don't know. At some point, I'll get hungry, and then maybe I'll do some toast at a random point in the day.
So that's your first meal is toast.
Probably.
Toast at 2 p.m.
Yeah,
Toast.
often. I'm
You
running
really
on
are
coffee until like 5, and then I'm getting real food.
Okay, well I
Jack.
eat those little pots of in Aldi. They do these little pots of protein oats. You know the little like thingamaj oats. Yeah.
Is that like
That
an
was some-
overnight oats?
So I did used to eat those, but then I got really sick of them. But they are really good if you can make different types. But I ate too much peanut butter in them, and it just got a bit too much. So I now just eat these chocolate protein oat pots that I put in like peanut butter and mix it around, quick and easy.
Peanut
it does
butter.
Yeah, it makes it really gunky, but it's alright.
Oh, it's claggy. It's gross,
Yeah, it's
man.
claggy. It's claggy as fuck, but it's good. It's good. Tastes good. So I eat that.
Why have I got this image of you like prepare it? You know, like they do for animals in the zoo, where they freeze the peanut butter so they have to lick at it so it lasts longer.
Well, so my partner actually puts it in a Kong, which are like these dog toys, if you don't know what that are, and I lick it out of that because I need stimulation as I eat, otherwise I scream. So
He's got a little puzzle sort of tray that he uses.
like a licky mat.
Clip that. Clip
Look
that.
at
Good lord.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, I always have a bowl of Weetabix and a banana.
Weetabix
old man.
is a low-key good cereal. If you put some sugar in there,
Oh
phenomenal.
yeah. When I was younger, I'd have like 2 or 3 Weetabix and a little bit of sugar before school.
3?
Yeah, when you're
mate.
younger, 3 is like a 3-course meal for a family of 5.
Yeah, like
I'll
there were
dabble in
times
a
when I'd have
triple
4. Like
It
I'd
makes
just-
sense. Jack doesn't eat breakfast because he's still digesting the breakfast from when he was
Exactly.
younger.
I've
Yeah.
eaten. I've got all my eating out of the way. I'm ready to go and pupate now.
Your shit must have been bulletproof.
Just came out as
Oh,
just fully
Weetabix.
formed Weetabix.
That's
Yeah, I bet it didn't change. It was.
my god, that is crazy. Before we move into your suggestion, Ryan, real quick, just a quick one for Weetabix users, eaters, ingesters. Put butter on them and eat them like a bread with butter on. It's amazing. Butter on Weetabix. Try it. It's really, really good. It is really, really good because the Weetabix isn't sweet, so it tastes really good. I'm telling you now.
Oh.
It's nice. It's nice. Give it a go.
You'd have to
I
use
might
a
try that.
shitload of butter though, wouldn't you? Wouldn't it be too?
I mean,
dry?
yes. How else do you use butter? It's like when you put butter on like a scone. Like you don't spread it. You just put it on it. Just scoop it up and put it on it. That's another layer.
Yeah, I suppose it would be like a thick, cold toast.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it?
So, would it work as a medium? This is a tangent now. This is one hell of a tangent. But could
this
you
is
like
gold.
spread peanut butter on it or jam? Like straight
Yeah, why
away?
not? 100%. Why not? It's
nice.
just,
I
Might change my
might
life.
try that. I have all those ingredients downstairs. I might have to try that out.
And viewers, if it does change your life, email us at bestbuttiespod@gmail.com.
this guy's good. He's good.
It's good. It's a natural. Let us know your go-to breakfast at Best Butties Pod. But Ryan, what is your breakfast of choice, please and thank you?
I just have granola. Apart from at weekends, sometimes I get spicy and do like avocados on toast with a poached egg. If I'm feeling arsed and not hungover.
Do you put a little bit of chili flake in those avocados, or do you just sort of keep it pretty simple?
You've got to.
Usually, I make like a guac situation, bit of salt, bit of lime juice, smash it all up, and make smashed avocados that way. But yeah, I usually like it more smashed than just cut up an avocado.
Then pass.
Yeah, Hey.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, no,
I like
that's
that.
good. Also, guac situation, incredible. Should we get into it then, boys? Should we start determining the
we do it?
classes?
Yeah, no
Yeah.
worries.
Has anyone done a bracket yet? Do we know
I've got the bracket.
Yeah.
I put it in wrong in the sheet, but it should be
Bracket
first
me,
up.
baby.
First up is Brandon and Jack. That is first
I'm
up.
first again.
You're first again, mate.
Do you want me
It's
to
random.
go first so you can figure out what your option is as usual, or have you
I mean, I
actually
think
got
I
something
picked
ready
one,
this
but
time?
you go first. You go first.
Yeah. So we're gonna start. I've hyped myself up. I'm incredibly confident. Now, just a simple buzzword: class. There's a few avenues that you can go with that, and so I did go through a couple of options, and between those avenues, and then I basically almost did my own bracket system to think, well, what would be the best of these potential options? And every time, one was unstoppable for just such simple reasoning. So I've gone with the working class. because if you don't pick that, then you're admitting you're a Tory. Do I even need to say more?
I like the thought behind this. This is good. This really has gone... compared to what I picked, this is going to be great.
Yeah. Like I say, it's. I hoped that we didn't all have that thought process. But no, I'm a man of the people, right? It's the working classes that make the world go round, get things done. Not in it for the fame, the glitz, the glamour. Just hard day's work for family, friends, keeping that world turning. It's the working class.
So that speech sounded like a shit Tory giving a speech about the working class because they've never done a real day's job in their actual lives. So congratulations for
I mean, that's it. Brandon
Tory.
is a homeowner, so...
Working class is below middle class. Is that correct? That is right.
Yes, it goes working, middle, upper.
Right. Okay. Fair enough.
And there's things like upper middle and stuff in there now as well.
What makes you? What transitions you from working to middle? Like, is that like pay or is it like living?
It's complicated. Britain has a really long history with class. It's super important in the UK compared to everywhere else in the world. But it's things like what job you have, how much you're paid. Like, it's socio-economic, so it's not just how much money you earn. It's also what sort of position you have within society.
Yeah. There's a lot of things that go into it. It's not really as clear cut as I now earn £50,000 a year. I've evolved to middle class, but yeah, I'd say I don't know if you invest in stocks, that's a good sign.
Could you say, depending on the type of shoes you wear, would put you in a class?
I would say that.
So would we
if
say? Go on. What would you? I was going to say. So working class, would that be like wearing? Let's go down the smart avenue of shoes, right? Because otherwise you're going to go across different types of like trainers and stuff, and there's too many types. So I guess would we say the working class would be the Asda George smart shoe? Would we say that? And then move up
It'd be a cheaper option, yeah.
And then we go up to nothing wrong with George, by the way. Back some banging shoes, and then middle class. We'd say maybe it was a Clark's. I don't think Clark's shoes are that expensive, really. Then obviously when you go into upper class, we're talking about like custom made brogues or something.
Yeah, this is the thing. We're all too poor to know what middle class shoes are, but the working class shoe is probably a steel toe cap boot.
I think we are all on this call pretty firmly middle class.
Yeah.
Even
middle
with
class?
working class
Middle?
parents, yes, Brandon.
Yeah.
When you have a mortgage in a home, you are middle class.
Oh,
I think your idea of what separates the middle and working class is severely out of date. Like the working class would have previously been able to afford a home, but that would have been a council house that they would have then got through the buyback scheme. It's modern working class it's very poor, and like the fact that you get paid monthly is
really
an indicator of middle class. Things like that you have enough to afford luxuries without relying on loans. The fact that you have excess income is an indicator of middle class.
Oh, I think we need to buy some Clark's boys if we ain't got any in that case. So
yeah, I should get better shoes then. That's what I've learned.
Like that's the thing. Like, there's the socio-economic side of it. A lot of people have come from historically working class families. Like my parents would have grown up working class, but are definitely now middle class, and so we are middle class. Me and my brother, and I think most people are probably in the same. So we still have like the cultural side of being working class. Like we still save money like they would when they were working class, or they're starting to grow out of that now. Buying stupid camper vans. And
Jack is telling me not to save money, and I'm telling you right now, I'm on that vibe.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Middle class, buy that PS5.
Go for it.
Don't even start. Don't even start with that. I think so. In terms of it being the best, I think there's a massive underappreciation. I guess if we're going from the job side of it, because I guess there's jobs that would be more working class than middle class. If I'm correct in saying, is that correct?
Yeah.
And maybe since all of this Brexit goodness knows what that's been going on, we've appreciated or like to appreciate more how important those roles are in like society. And 100%, bloody hell, this country wouldn't operate without them, would they? Really? So, or without those roles.
Yeah.
So
I definitely associate it more with mainly the kind of job you have. I guess money comes into it, and maybe what the overall sort of financial classifications and things like that. Maybe my views on that are slightly dated to what they are now, but I'd imagine the overall jobs, in my mind, are quite, builders and electricians, very much hands-on jobs is what I think are. How accurate that is, I don't know, but a bin man, right, is an incredibly important job. That I would argue that's a working class job, right? It's jobs that people typically may not strive for as such because there's no glamour in it.
Yeah.
But it's stuff that needs doing. To try and redeem myself. That ever since Ryan said I'm announcing it like a Tory trying to save face and get a few points, I'm now overly conscious of that, and I'm going to start doing the weird thumb point.
he's sweating on his Gucci t-shirt.
Yeah.
Like all of these
I
things.
think my point still stands.
Yeah, no, and the thing, all of these, though that idea of class doesn't exist as much now because of things like access to education and healthcare and stuff, which have sort of dissolved the societal separation between those lower classes. I mean, the upper classes still have their separate schools and things, but that's where the real divide still is. Whereas the lower and middle class, there's a lot of movement between the classes. You're right. I think it's just it's an idea it's weird at the moment.
Yeah.
But it is the best class because without Labour, progress doesn't move forward. So absolutely.
There you go.
Labour,
So
yes, Labour the workforce, not Labour the party.
Oh no!
It's manual.
Let's just be clear.
labour.
Like I know what Ryan means, but let's be clear.
You're not automatic.
If you're not of UK origin, then Labour is a left-leaning political party. I say left-leaning in inverted commas. Yeah, exactly, Jack, because it's run by a wet blanket of a human being who's basically centre-left to centre-right. But that's a whole other topic.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It definitely is.
Well, there's my socio-economic deep cut. So, Jack, what D&D class have you gone for?
So my first thought when I was thinking about it was working class and things, and go off and talk about Marx's Capital, and I thought, no, you know what? Fuck that. That's boring. Let's go with a spiritual working class of the video game world. I think my favourite class is the Soulsborne, deprived, waste of skin, wretch classes. I think they're the most relatable.
I'm so play to your audience incredibly well.
I love spinning up one of these, and just I mean the other side of I think they teach you to play a Souls game better than any other class. I think because you have such a disadvantage at the beginning, and to be clear, these are the classes that you start naked with usually a terrible club as a weapon. Your stats are dog shit. It's the RPG class, and they exist outside of Soulsborne RPGs as well. It's like the hard mode class selection choice. But, usually when you're put in that position, you then have to learn the game. You have to play at a disadvantage consistently. And you end up better for it So they really are the working class of the video game world. And I feel like when you have a class called a Waste of Skin in Bloodborne, I can really relate to that. I see myself in that class.
No, come on. We're not having any of that. Not on here. I won't allow it. God. It's weird when you say best. You see, you're saying best in the term that it makes you a better player of the game, but it's inherently not the best.
Well, it can be, right? Because at certain points in Soulsborne games, like starting character has a big impact upon your final build. But if you go with a wretch, you're starting from 1. You don't have any wasted points that the game already assigns you.
Yeah,
so it's
you
a clean
can
slate.
min-max
Yeah,
like better than any other class because you do not have points assigned at the beginning. You are starting from flat 10s, I think, usually
It's 10s,
in every
yeah.
stat. Whereas other ones have higher levels and therefore wasted points in other stats that you haven't got control over. So you're the worst at the beginning, but by the end, you've probably got a better all-round built character and you have a better understanding of the mechanics. Things like whiff
it's a
animations
better long
and
term.
stuff.
Yeah.
Also, I think the best thing I've ever done in video games is doing a Soul Level 1, Dark Souls 1 run, and it was incredible. It brought that game I played that game so much, and to do that was a new challenge, and that's the only thing you're going to get with those classes, so I agree. Yeah, good choice, good pick.
See, I can't really relate to Soulsborne games because, as we've discussed in episode 1, I don't really play them very much. But this is very much like a hardcore mentality, right? And I guess from my side, I'm coming at this from Diablo. I tried the hardcore thing once. It was good until I died. I was like, wow, I've just wasted my entire time here. I don't want to do this.
But it's not that, is it?
No, I know it's not that, but it's still the hardcore mentality, which is you do that because you want the stress, essentially. When I play this kind of stuff, I don't want the stress. There's too much. There's too much stress. Like, if I'm not strong enough at the start and I keep getting beaten around by some boss, I ain't gonna keep playing.
I mean, that's why you play Longsword and Monster Hunter. So,
oh my god,
it.
the I'm not going there. I'm not going there. It is the best weapon though in the game, so that's what you play because I'm there to enjoy the fights. I want to enjoy the fighting. I don't really making it more difficult for myself from using some shite weapon like Insect Glaive. I'm not using that.
I love Insect Glaive.
It's too much.
You've got to
there's too
learn
much
it.
Flying around. I can't be bothered with it. Like,
Yeah, but
just I
That's
want to
why I
hit things.
like Insect Glaive.
Yeah, you
It's
learn
fun.
the
I'm just
combos.
flapping about, lost. It's great.
It's like, right, if I don't get my charges sorted and I don't have my positioning right, then my DPS drops off a cliff. So you have to be on it for the whole fight. And that forces you to learn the fights.
This is another podcast.
No, just play multiplayer. The other people can carry and do the damage, and you can have fun just flying around the map.
Rob does that at Longsword anyway, so it's fine.
Sorted. Yeah.
If I could reach my hand through this computer right now, Ryan, I swear to God, you'll be throttled.
Now,
He does seem to hit us more than he hits the actual monster.
Yep.
Just put steadfast. Oh, just put steadfast, Jewel.
I'm not
Everyone
building.
I
listening
shouldn't
to
have to
this.
change my
every-
build
every-
for
I'm
you.
not building because you can't play your weapon.
Every single person listening to this podcast right now, if you play Monster Hunter, put at least one steadfast jewel on your equipment. It is not hard. Then you won't
Don't
get hit by
invite
everything.
chug jugs into your fucking game.
It's a big sword. It's a big sword, and it's a good weapon. And the wretch,
This is a big sword.
not-
It's for noobs.
it's not.
Yeah.
It definitely is not.
Real men use the smallest sword possible.
Sword
and two of them.
shield for life.
Oh my
Dual
god.
blades for life. But going back to the wretch or your I'm a big fan of the Dark Soulsy games and From Software stuff. Have a lot of fun with it. I've never done a sort of wretch playthrough. I get the idea. I think long term, yeah, it definitely would be the best because there's no wasted points, and it's only going to be a more difficult start, which will have just the easiest, weakest enemies. So it's not as if you've
it's not
already
as
gone
bad
through
as
it,
it
you're not going to
sounds.
start. Yeah, it's not actually that bad, and no one's going to start a whole new game. Well, some people will, but some people are idiots. You're not going to start a brand new game for the first time as that wretch. That's very much this is my new playthrough. I'll super min max it, see what we can do. I just don't think it's as fun.
When you say wasted points, sorry, when you're building your character and you pick another class, the points are already assigned. You can't adjust them, right?
At the beginning, yes.
Right, but those points, there's not a pool of points in the game that you pull from, surely. You still go in and get the same pool of points. So surely a character, if you played a strength character, if that's a stat, my god, I sound like a right noob here. You play a strength character and it's got plus 17, and then your wretch has plus 10, but at the end of the day in the game, that strength character, if you're playing a strength character with the wretch, you're still going to be stronger with the character that has strength.
It's because you can choose what you want earlier on. So the highest strength build from the start, it's already a few levels higher. So it's basically as if they chose a wretch, played the game for you for an hour to get those couple levels and assign the points. So whereas if you did that yourself manually, you'd be like, fucking dump it all in strength, let's go.
Whereas they would have spread them into a couple of other places.
Yeah, it's as if they've done, all right, most of it in strength, a little bit in vitality, one in intelligence, whatever. It's more spread out.
But those extra points, though, those extra points that are distributed through the other classes that aren't on the wretch, you don't get those on the wretch, do you? You just start as base level 10 and you play the game.
There's no end in like a Souls game. There's no like the level cap is so huge that most people don't play to the level cap. So you just sort of choose your end level that you're going to fight the final stuff at, and then go and do that at the right sort of level. Challenge for you.
So the big thing is in Soulsborne communities is obviously PvP because it's an action game. It's built around it's mainly PvE for the story and the lore.
Robert, you don't understand
PvP.
it like Pokemon. Pokemon, like PvP, is set at level 50. They have a similar idea in Soulsborne, but it's not enforced.
Right. So I think for Elden Ring, it's soul level 120, or is that maybe an older Dark Souls? So if you wanted to do PvP properly, your max level is 120. So you've only got a set amount of points to dish out before you hit that cap.
But now here's my counter argument for that. This is getting into the intricacies of Elden Ring PvP. But if you chose one of those other starting classes, it's still very low level, so you've only wasted, and a lot of those points will already be spec'd in stuff you do want. So the amount of points that are wasted is only quite minimal, and it just saves a bit of time. And for the single player, you can always just grind an extra level or two to make up those extra points you wanted somewhere else. I see the benefit of Wretch. I think it's better and it's a more fun experience to just pick a class that's pretty much what you like. You've got your gear, you've got most of the stats.
So,
oh no, I've got 3 more points in Faith.
The real reason for choosing the Wretch is the thematic sort of stuff of their, consistently through Souls, it's Wretch, Waste of Skin, the Deprived. They're always just the poor, purposeless individuals with dogshit weapons, no armor. Like it's the theming of that I really love. So that's the real reason, is just we're going to pick the best class. Actually, I think the best class is this piece of shit. Because they do end up as the strongest in the long run, but less than because they mechanically can become the strongest, and more just the theme of being a piece of shit and then becoming the most powerful, I think, is a very cool theme.
That is a fantasy game. That's
yeah. As I said, the working class. That's the myth of class mobility.
So what do we pick?
It's to the panel now, isn't it?
What do we pick? Oh my gosh. I think I'm going to go for working class as the best class and not Wretch as the class, because Wretch is, as it is, not the best. And I understand you're saying it gets better, but the Wretch class as it is not the best, and it starts. Whereas the working class, I appreciate big time, big fucking time.
Yeah, I really want to pick the Soulsborne reference, but I don't want to be called a Tory, so I've got to go with Brandon.
It's the get out of jail free card I found for this episode.
It's
Brilliant.
the absolute strong arm, though, of saying we're a Tory if we don't pick it, you shit.
Yeah, listen, but if you ain't won shit by 5 episodes, 6 episodes in, sometimes you got to resort to certain tactics, okay?
By crook
It
or
was
by
my first
hook.
choice. I can't be angry at it.
Yeah, to be fair, the Dark Souls Wretch class was an incredible show. That was the last thing I would have ever guessed for another option.
I was
So that's very
expecting
good.
it was very and also because as you said, Brandon, I was expecting a D&D class from Jack, so I like
Yeah,
that. That's
yeah,
good.
yeah.
That is good.
I expected a warlock, but there
Warlock?
we go.
Warlock's
Not
not
If it's
my
D&D,
D&D, if it's
That's
D&D
not
class,
mine.
it's wild magic sorcerer.
Ooh,
but just because of the
spicy.
random nature, that is good.
Yeah.
That is good.
Yeah, but probably a wild magic wizard before 5e, like 3.5e wild magic wizard, where it was procking all the time. It's good fun.
I don't know, but I started playing a druid.
I
And
love
I've had a
druids.
lot of fun. Druid, it turns out, is actually really cool. It's really good.
R.I.P. Lenny Pepperbomb.
Oh,
Never forget.
Never
Freshly
tear
watered.
from eyes. Okay, then I think in that case, then with the working class has won.
I've lost the working class, that's fine.
That's good. That's good. Okay, Ryan, do you want to go first, mate? Do you want to go first?
Sure. So when you think about a best class, you want something that's interesting, something engaging. You want someone that maybe can teach you quite well. Maybe someone or a class that may be a little bit sexy. Who knows? So that's why I've gone with Myling class.
That's incredible.
So, for those of you who aren't in the UK, or those of you who are in the UK, haven't, experienced pop culture in the last 20 years because you're at home or whatever. She's a TV presenter. She's a musician, a classically trained musician who, at age 10, had technically her first recording was on a backing singer at the age of 10 with Cliff Richard's Christmas song, Mistletoe and Wine. She then went on to form Hearsay in 2001 on the reality TV show Pop-Tarts. But behind all that, she is a classically trained musician. She has a classical musical contract with EMI. And she actually has a really small, which weirdly small as well, YouTube channel where she teaches music. I'm not even joking. She genuinely does.
What does she play?
Piano. She's a really good
Piano.
pianist, actually.
Piano players. Ooh.
She went on I'm a Celebrity 2006, where she said the worst thing wasn't spiders or bugs or staying out in the jungle. It was her sexual frustration. She got so horny that she had to have literally constant cold showers. And then she was so horny that she got out of the jungle, shagged her husband senseless, and then they got pregnant literally soon after.
Is that reported?
I respect that. It's on Wikipedia, mate, so it's got to be true.
That's pretty.
Can we all just do a quick salute to Molly?
Yeah,
class?
what a
That's
legend.
incredible.
What a legend.
Whoever's
that's
editing
cool.
needs to put in like a gun salute here, like play like the last post or something.
Last post.
So yeah,
Well, that is
Dead,
cool.
So I don't know why we'd play that, but
she's,
Oh, hey, I didn't realise she was classically trained. That's cool.
she also in her spare time does astronomy. She loves astronomy a lot as well. So you might think she's just a candidate for being on Loose Women or being a pop star, but she's very intelligent. She's, in my opinion, quite hot. She's a classically trained musician and loves astronomy. I think that's well cool. So in my opinion, she's the best class with a K.
And it's with a K as well. I bet no one else has gone with a K starting
No.
class. That's good.
That is very good.
That was
That is
what I
very
thought
good.
was very funny at 2 a.m. like 3 weeks
Yeah.
ago. So
no,
Yeah,
strong
it
to
still is.
strong to follow that up. Come on.
What, me? You want me to go next? Okay,
Yeah.
right, okay.
Ideally, yes.
Yeah, I like this actually because we've all gone to something completely different. These topics are most definitely the best. So I was thinking about it as well.
If you've gone like Mercedes S-Class.
So cars, actually, that was originally a thought. However, I'm talking to two people that really do not know cars whatsoever. There's only one person here that can appreciate it. So I was like, but I still want to go with something industrial, something transport related. So
Trains.
I went for something to do with ships. Okay? And I've gone for Olympic class ships. And that includes the Olympic, the Britannic, and the Titanic. Now, okay, so Olympic class ships here. So, first of all, built around the 1910s, Olympic in 1911, Titanic 1912, and the Britannic in 1914. They were, at the time, the largest ships ever made. They were fantastic. Kitted out to the nines in opulence and luxury. They had grand staircases in each of them, gymnasiums. They had swimming pools on them. This is the 1910s on a boat. That's pretty damn impressive. They had squash courts. They had many, many restaurants on there serving very, very extravagant food. They had libraries as well, made of the finest materials. We're talking wonderful oaks, walnuts, woods. I will say ivory. I'm not condoning ivory trade at all, but it was in there as well, and also gold as well. Gold, silver, absolutely fantastic ships. We will move on to the Titanic in a minute because I know that will probably be a burning question. However, they were built as unsinkable ships, which firmly in the belief that yes, they are
Spoiler alert.
kind of unsinkable. That's like saying like a plane. It won't fall out the sky. Obviously, if both the engines cut out, it will fall out the sky. But the point being that a lot of these new aeroplanes, I think, can run on like one engine instead of two. So that's kind of what you got to think of here, right? But they were the top of their game, and they are beautiful ships, right? So the Olympic was in service for 24 years, and it was the largest ship for that entire time until it was put into service. Which is incredible. I think that's incredible. The Britannic hit a mine and it sank after World War One, and the Titanic hit an iceberg. But they were still fantastic ships. Now, I'm sure the burning question before we all get there is the Titanic. How can it be the best of a class if the Titanic sank? The Titanic sank not because of the ship really itself, but because of the people operating the ship. There were warnings made by a previous ship in the area that said that there were icebergs around, so watch yourself. They chose to ignore that, so I think that's a big hoo-ha on their part, on the captain's side. Also, it was going too fast. It was going very quick. I think it was like 22 knots it was going, so they couldn't react in time. And there also wasn't enough lifeboats on board. They took them off because it didn't look pretty enough, and that's true. So there wasn't enough to take them off the ship. So there's a lot of people that died, which is a shame. Fatty rip all the people on the Titanic. But it was a fantastic ship. It really was, at its time, pure luxury. And it is by far the best. I think now we get cruise ships, and yes, they're big. So the Royal Caribbean has a fleet of ships now that are they are massive, ginormous ships. Like the Symphony of the Seas. On the back of the Symphony of the Seas, they have a concert, like a concert hall on the back of the ship. It looks sick, but it's modern age. This is in the 1910s, and they were building grand staircases in ships. There was a swimming pool in the ship. They had Turkish baths in the ship. I just think that's amazing. So for that very reason, I'm going to go for the Olympic class of vessels.
I've got a question. You harped on about the Titanic, but what didn't another one sink with mines?
Mine.
Go into that one.
mean,
you silly bastard.
Mine's that's yeah.
If you say
mine.
if you
What?
say
Their
ship
whole job
would
is to
sink-
sink ships. So
Okay, this is after World War One. There's mines everywhere. Like, what do you want it to do? Like, it hit a mine, it can't see it. Now, with the Titanic, I understand the iceberg's pretty big. You can avoid it, but they didn't because that was negligence on their part. Hitting a mine, as Jack says, that's a bit easier to do. You know what I mean? I don't think that's any fault of the ship or the ship's construction.
I just think
I will say there were serious issues in the Olympic class ship construction particularly the Titanic.
Yeah, but they did work on that after the Titanic sank.
Yeah, they are on record as cheaping out on a lot of the steel was cheap, a lot of the rivets that they had were cheap. There were issues in the construction. There's things like the automatic doors being controlled from one point, which meant that a lot of people were trapped as it was sinking and couldn't escape because the automatic doors had been abandoned. Things like that.
I'm not taking a loss for Miley class to a ship that fucking sinks.
No. That is not what we're saying right now. We're not talking about the Titanic sinking. That's not the thing we're talking about. We're saying that the ships themselves at the time were the top of their class, and they were the best, and they were by far the best. You will not get on a ship now that will look like that.
To be fair to Rob, right? I can't believe I'm defending it, but it's the Olympic class, and that was obviously named after the first one, the Olympic, which didn't sink. They scrapped it. But I don't know. I just think I'm going to throw it out there. I think there are cooler boats.
Yeah, like
I think there are
cruise
much
ships,
cooler boats.
They've got like fucking everything on them, like wave machines, party buses.
Yeah.
CS5s.
And
If
also,
go on. Yeah.
well, I was going to say also, if we're going way before that, there is just a distinct, maybe it's just because I like pirates, there's like a distinct beauty in like, an old like Spanish galleon, like a big ass, its sails, its cannons, like that's cool.
Yeah.
That's rad. They sank, but I don't know, man. It's got the style factor, and they made more than 3 of them. So,
But they obviously made more cruise ships, but these Olympic class cruise ships were the best of their time, and this is what I mean. It's all well and good saying that the ships now are better. I don't doubt that at all, and they're bigger and they're faster. But you expect that now. At the time, the 1910s. That's ridiculous. Like you don't. What were they driving then? Horses. Well, no, they weren't. They had some automobiles, but mainly horses, and. Then they come across this ship. Could you imagine walking on that ship in 1912, before you die on the Titanic, and you're like, look at this. Look at this. This is crazy. That's like looking at teleportation right now. That's what I'm going to
To be fair,
it must have took a lot of horses to pull a boat like that as well.
I mean, it's a big boat, and it was impressive. But I don't know. There's things like there's documentation there was a severe coal fire on board before it even sank and things.
These are all like, but that's operator error. That's not ship error.
I mean,
that's
the way that
operator...
their coal was stored was not in. Look, people who want to learn more about the Olympic class ships and the issues in their construction and how the crew led them to. The Titanic in particular to be destroyed, should go and listen to a podcast. It's on YouTube called Well, There's Your Problem, where they go through engineering disasters. They have a 2-part, 6-hour exploration of the Olympic class ships and all of the issues with them.
That's a lot of issues.
They have quite a few problems.
They definitely won't have a video of Mylene class.
Yeah, I was literally about to say that.
There's
not
no
got a 6-hour
Mylene class
podcast.
disaster.
Yeah, so by
that
default,
we know of.
I should win. Thank you.
When
ridiculous.
Mylene class was an I'm a Celeb, where did she place?
I actually don't know. My Wikipedia search didn't go that far. Quickly Googling, so it's filled with some hilarious chat.
That's make or break for me. So
Is it really?
True. Well, yeah,
I mean,
because these are the best at the time. How good is Mylene class?
Oh
I don't
god!
know. I think
So I've just
you've gone
googled
with
Miley
a class
class.
of
I'm a
train.
celebrity, and there's a picture of her in a white bikini, and I am not prepared. I am not prepared.
if I lose because of horny bonk, I'm gonna be really sad. I'll be really, really sad that I've
ships do not beat horny bug, so fuck you.
There's that anime where the ships are horny.
Wait, what?
What?
Is that true?
There's the one, because there's the anime where they do the planes as anime girls, and then there's another one where they do ships as anime girls.
Oh my gosh, what is going on? You need to stop, Jack. You need to stop. Get some sleep and eat breakfast.
So I'm raising my hand right now. She lost to busted singer Matt Willis, but she got to the final with Matt Willis herself and Jason Donovan.
And the anime is the Kantai Collection, or Kankol. It's a 2015 Japanese anime television series based on the games of the same name.
Okay, Rob, I'm sorry, you have lost, because I have just found out that Mylene Class's mother is called Bong Class.
That's pretty good.
I didn't. Did you know that?
Holy shit.
There you go.
To Mylene Class.
I think
think
it is
you
to
are,
Mylene
mate.
Class. I can't vote the Olympic class through because I don't think they were that good. I think they were all glitz over actual function.
I think what you've done there, the Olympic, that boat, incredible, and I'm picking up what you're putting down. But the two that followed, and so it needed a few. No.
I'm even
so it
thinking
needed a
of
few
just
boats
the
to become a
class in
class
general.
instead of just a boat, and those two fucked it.
No, I'm saying the class in general, don't think it was that great. There are better classes of ship. You could have gone down any military ships. If they had big guns, we'd probably have been on board. But opera houses and swimming pools and shit, I don't really give a shit about.
This
All
is
cruise
ridiculous.
ships should be scuttled tomorrow.
If I took Mylene Class and chucked her into a mine, you think she'd fucking survive? I don't think so.
No, but neither did the
Ridiculous.
fucking boat, you stupid knob.
I bet the boat lasted longer than Mylene would do.
Nah.
At least you can enjoy yourself a nice whiskey while you're going down with the boat.
Mate, I'm
we can do-
recording
I'd enjoy
it.
a whiskey with Mylene Class.
Yeah,
What,
you-
blown
if you
up into
listen.
fleshy chunks? I don't think so.
I'm not going to say
Ridiculous.
anything.
I can't believe I'm losing against a bunch of
Yeah,
horny
because you
teenagers.
made a bad choice.
You made a bad choice, didn't
I
you?
don't.
If you
I,
picked, like,
it could have been
aircraft
anyone.
carrier.
I'm not putting the Olympic class ships through because they're bad.
Well, there we go. I tried to bring some automotive
you just
transport
didn't-
joy to this podcast, and it didn't
I think
work.
if you did your actual research, you would have chosen a better ship class.
You-
Can't believe
honestly, mate, should have gone with a car because I would have voted for you then.
Yeah, but then I only get
and-
one vote, mate, and I still wouldn't win.
Because with our new tie-break rule, Mylene Class would just get run over, and so the car would win.
Also, she was offered like several £1 million from Playboy after I'm a Celebrity. Well, it's incredible. That's a, banging. What's the word I'm looking for? Indictment of how good Mylene Class is. Not because we could just take that as the sole thing we should judge women by, but she's got a host of other achievements as well. So she's better than a fucking
monkey-
shitboat.
My monkey
good
brain
save,
then was like,
okay.
yeah, so that would be a banging wank. I thought that was what you were going to say. So
That's not what I'm saying.
okay, well, so Mylene Class has won that.
Yeah. Mylene Class.
I'm not putting any Olympic class bullshit through.
I like what you did though. I like
Robert,
the-
I've got
I
a
like
6-hour
the
podcast
diagonal
for you
thinking.
to listen to.
Yeah.
And the
On
next
why you're
episode,
wrong.
I'll have to. On the next episode, I have to put a little thing in to say I've listened to the podcast that Jack recommended, and actually, it's not the best. I'm sorry, everyone. There's
Yeah,
only three
I
members
want
of this podcast now.
Formal
I want
apology.
Turns out they're
I
awful.
want an apology video on our social media accounts soon, please.
Twitter apology on like a picture. Oh dear.
I mean,
So there
they
you go.
did one recently. They do all disasters. Well, there's your problem. Really good engineering disasters. The latest episode came out today, I think, and I've already listened to it.
Let's
It's only an hour
not
and
give
40.
them so much free.
No. They
airtime.
fucking deserve it. They deserve it.
They're not
right?
giving
They
us
are
probably shaped us
fantastic.
out.
Yeah.
Shout us out first.
Yeah.
They did one on cybersecurity. They got fucking Maya Arson Crime W on, who is the one who stole the American no-fly list and is now under like a several-year indictment and can't leave Switzerland. A very, very cool person.
When you started that sentence, I genuinely thought you were going to say he stole the Declaration of Independence, but that's a whole different
I
film.
thought that, and I was like, Nicolas Cage.
I mean, essentially, it was just sitting on a server and she stole it. So,
The modern day Nick Cage. So before we go into this soon to be Clash with the Titans, I believe
Clash
we
of
are
the
reverting. class of the time. I believe we are returning to Smash or Pass. We tried something a little bit different last episode. Unfortunately, we didn't account for it involving 2 children, so we've decided to scrap that for the foreseeable. So we're back with good old Smash or Pass. You know the drill by now, but if you don't, Super Smash Brothers, it's a big roster, but it could be better. So we'll all try and come up with a nice little addition to improve that game.
There we go. I was just getting ready for Smash or Pass.
Oh, Ryan was wagging his finger.
So
Yeah.
there was a brief pause there, dear listeners, because I was almost very cross at Jack opening a can of Asahi whilst recording the podcast, which I'm no better because usually you can hear me pouring whiskey into a glass. So
I just forgot to do it before. I've been wanting to open it the whole time, and there's not been a pause, and I thought now would be best. And we've drawn attention to it, so we can't edit it out.
Yeah, we can. Professional editors, we can get that out.
Yeah, we can cut this whole thing down. This might be
We're
a 20-minute
definitely not
podcast.
cutting this.
It's going to be us clip saying, I want to shag Titanic. Excellent. Next one.
Yeah. So I thought we were all being quiet so Jack could get right on the mic and get that ASMR camera.
I mean, I assumed that when everyone did get quiet, I was like, well, I guess they really want me to open it next to the microphone.
Yeah, can we have Rip of the Week?
happening.
Come on, have Rip of the Week. Let's go. Rip that
Rip
can,
of the
mate. Rip
Week.
it and rip it.
got a fart coming if you want that to be the rip of the week.
I mean, get up
Damn,
against
that
the
was
mic
my
and
one.
we'll put it in the running.
Okay, Smash or Pass. Is it you, Brandon, in Smash Pass?
I believe it's me. So to be honest, this is a bit of a slapdash one because we only just before we start recording decided to opt back for Smash or Pass. So we all sat here for 10 minutes and it was pretty much just a race of who can cobble something together first. And I win. So I ended up going for an option that is a person I hold very dear to my heart, actually. We tragically lost them several years ago. So I think it'd also be a good way to, remember them and maybe for the younger generation that are playing, Super Smash Bros. Don't laugh, Robert. This is really emotional. To maybe learn about great figures in history as well.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
So I have gone with Macho Man Randy Savage.
I mean, that's better than what I thought you were going for.
I thought
Where did you
I
think
thought
I
you were
was
going for
going?
the fucking Queen.
Oh, I
you said
thought
a
he was
couple of
going
years
for
ago.
Savile.
He said it's like,
Oh
When he started mentioning
No.
young people, I was like, oh, fuck.
no.
Oh, my
Macho Man
gosh.
Randy
Who
Savage.
did Robert think?
Margaret Thatcher.
Just really going in.
Oh,
Shit.
you
Okay,
all
right.
really think I'm a Tory, don't you? With those,
Yep.
good lord. No, it's Macho Man Randy Savage. An incredible personality, an absolute force in the Attitude Era of WWE. The interviews are incredible.
They're so
the-
good. I love the
the
one with the little
taunts.
milks.
With the cream of the crop. It's incredible. The outfits are borderline blinding. They're so good. And he is was a very well-established wrestler. Don't worry about the mountain of steroids. So he would fit in to a fighting game.
But presumably he's been in a WWE game at some point.
He would have, I'd imagine
has.
he's in
He's been in loads. And
like a SmackDown game is nothing like Smash Bros.
he would have been referenced a lot in Japanese games. Just because it's so iconic and wrestling is so huge in Japan. Like, isn't that Digimon based on, like, him?
I think so. Yeah, that thing is terrifying.
Is that the
but
little
it's
head
based
piece? It's really buff.
Yeah.
with just the head. I think,
that's
somewhat
sick.
loosely. Yeah.
Like, because of the glasses and the facial hair and stuff, I think.
Oh yeah.
I think that's Randy Savage. But, like, that's it. I mean, the modern equivalent for impact on wrestling is probably Kenny Omega at the moment. Like,
Yes. Who's gonna be in the new Yakuza game? By the way.
yes,
Oh, cool.
along with Rahul Kohli. which
Yeah,
is quite
very
cool.
very cool picks.
But,
And one other, I can't remember his name, but he does all like music composing and does a lot of video game stuff. I've completely forgot his name though. There's some cool picks for those general cards.
yeah. Vampy Bit Me, that cosplayer is on there who loves a Gundam, so I know of her. But yeah, no. Randy Savage is a good pick. I want to know what you think his moveset would be.
I don't know. It's just sort of. I would like it actually. Just completely, just copy paste Incineroar's moveset would be fine by me.
That
Work
you almost
perfect.
had
It'd
me.
work.
You almost had me, but you
work.
can't copy paste someone else's moves there.
No, they'd Randy it up. They'd listen. I'm not here to.
You need
come
to
up
at
with
least give us a
huge
final
moveset.
smash. Come on.
The final smash. I think it probably would actually just have to be that any does that cream of the crop skit because he was out of it during that and just pulling it, just constantly pulling out little pots of milk, saying it's the cream of the crop. Incredible. And then it probably explodes.
Because everything explodes in Smash Brothers.
Pretty much, yeah. Or maybe just he keeps moving and then just they get launched everywhere, so it's almost like a bullet hell, and you're having to dodge the little pots of milk.
Interesting. It's
I don't
Again,
doubt
we
the
came up
move
with this in
set.
like 5 minutes.
I'm about to
so-
say fair play. The move set is because of that a bit weak, but the costumes are cool. I would like to see an oily Randy Savage on my
Wouldn't we
lovely
all?
Smash Brother game. That would be fantastic. Look really cool. And it does look very different to the other fighting characters. I don't think anyone really looks like Randy Savage. I think Ryu looks anything like it, or Ken. So no, I think it looked quite different. Maybe because Kazuya maybe a little bit. I don't know. Well, it's not long hair. He's got some sticky up.
Yeah, I think you're gonna struggle. To be honest, Ken is probably the closest you've got, and that it's not quite there. So it's definitely a very different style, especially if they opted for just an actual photorealistic version amidst all the anime character style roster. That'd be quite funny.
What are we thinking compared to? I'm having to compare this to previous Smash or past winners because so far we've got David
Montana's
Attenborough
in there.
and Tony Montana,
Yeah.
are the two that are currently in because they're inherently very different, right, to what we've already got. Randy Savage is another fighter. And I'm not saying it's another fighting game like Jack's last thing with Goku. That's a bit different.
Goku was robbed.
But he definitely was not. He definitely was not. We all agreed. Well, most of us agreed. And as cool as Randy Savage is, I don't think it's unique enough.
Well, I think it's more of it's a pure wrestler. All the other fighting characters in there are more striking combatants, if you will. It's all punchy, kicky, right? It's all karate stuff like that. Whereas none of them really are super focused on wrestling,
Except for
there's certainly
Incineroar.
not as many. So it probably would end up being the moveset and the overall style. Probably a lot more focused on grabbing and sort of more grappling moves.
Fair. I think that's quite interesting, actually. So
And probably, yeah, and maybe the option for like a steel chair.
Oh, that's it. I'm sold. Smash 1,000 times.
No, you're not won me over with this one. I'm saying no. I'm saying no with this. As cool as it would be, I don't think it's different enough. So I'm going to say no.
Does that mean I have the decider?
Yep.
You do.
Oh shit. I think out of most real life people, fucking Randy Savage, Macho Man Randy Savage in his prime has potentially would fit the best within Smash. Like the colors that guy would wear in the ring.
He's vibrant.
That said, I don't know. I think I'd be more convinced if he had some moves and stuff.
I had 10 minutes to throw this together.
I know.
Like,
You're giving some benefit of the doubt here, Jack.
I know, but that's
You know,
I
it's
mean,
not been the usual. You've got a
that's
week
it.
or two to get a
No,
full
I mean-
roster and code the character in. Like,
I don't know that I care that you've only had a few minutes. I don't think you go. No. I think and with like plenty of WWE games, I don't know that he's allowed in them anymore. I have the feeling that he was like barred from being in the games for a little bit. Might
Have
be
we
back
got another
in.
nonce on our hands, or
I don't think he's done anything like that. No, I mean
Okay.
maybe he has. I'm not that. I don't know much about wrestling.
yeah, don't tell me he's not. I don't need that blow
I don't think
to my life.
I don't think he like. I think Hulk Hogan is like the bad side of that era of wrestling that everyone knows about. Macho Man, I don't know that he's done anything besides a shitload of drugs. Probably loads of stuff behind the scenes that just hasn't come to light. But if we don't know about it, but yeah, no, I don't think he should go in Smash. I think you
There
go
you
and play
have it.
WWE game for that. You wouldn't let fucking Goku in. You know what? Wrestling game is a fighting game. Fuck you guys.
oh no, it's a
Now-
vendetta now.
Now,
It's a
real
vendetta.
quick, I voted for Goku. I said he should go in, and it's an incredibly different style, but we'll go with it. If it's a no, it's a no. I'll take it.
It's a no.
gracefully.
It's
Randy
a no, but I
Savage
feel
went.
guilty now.
I was the
Randy
one person
Savage.
that said yes to Goku.
Yeah,
but,
no,
you
I'm
know,
sorry.
what
I'll
do you
have to really take all of this out on Rob next time I get a chance.
Oh my god, you always take out me, mate. Get the violins out. Get the little cups of milk. You can shove 'em up his arse. He's not in Smash. Right. Okay. Next one. Class is.
At the very wait. At the very least, though, what is it called where you get the outfits that you can put on the Mii fighters? He should at least be one of those.
Oh.
can't
Yeah,
deny
okay,
the
yeah.
truth.
No, that
Yeah, that's
fucking
fair.
jacket with the things hanging off. That's
Yeah,
Fair.
Okay,
like
I'll
give
give
me
you that.
something.
The glasses and stuff that would work really well.
And also put in the Black Desert Online oil slider as well. That would be good.
It's a niche gaming reference for our non-gaming.
This whole episode has just been niche references and rambling.
I love it.
More
That's why
oil
people
sliders.
listen. That's why people listen. But let's conclude a little bit on who on earth wins this episode, because we now have the might of the working class versus Mylene class. Let us begin.
I think it's a no-brainer. Like, if you can be hot, smart, play classical music, be into in astronomy,
Sounds like Tory shit to me.
oh, piss off.
How many hot, smart people that can play music are in the working class? Probably many.
Exactly. Also, I don't think she would have got where she's today without the help and the willpower of the working class. Who do you think's voting for her on I'm a Celeb? Who do you think's buying those Playboy magazines with which Hugh Hefner has the money to offer her stuff? Who do you think's building telescopes for her to astronomize?
I hate that you've
It's the
got a
working
relatively well-constructed argument there, Brandon. So it's a big fuck you from me.
That's hard, right? Like because Mylene class, by all intents and purposes, is a fantastic
but
human being.
She
yeah.
protected her own children from invaders with a literal knife. She almost got arrested for it. I think that's pretty cool.
Did she do some?
That-
Did
I
she
mean,
actually
that's
do some
pretty
cutting?
metal.
No.
just
She
like-
brandished a knife to some youths who were threatening her children.
Wait, hold on a second. Why? Now, I'm not going to condone this as behaviour, but why is
well.
that getting?
Fuck yeah.
Why is that getting tried at all? What? If I
Because you
wave
can't
a
just
knife at
wave
someone-
knives at people, mate.
How close is the knife to the kids?
I don't know.
Was it close?
Wikipedia didn't tell me how close that was.
I think if you're in if we say like half a meter's distance, if you're within that, that's.
I
I'll call
think
that the
she was.
bubble, and
I think she
that-
was in her house and they were outside of her house.
So she was in her. Wait. So wow, this is ridiculous. That if you're outside of the house, no, I guess it could happen at the door, right? Because that would count as outside. The
Oh,
house.
I don't know. She did something vaguely cool. She's smart. She's hot. She beats the working class. I hate saying this. I really do.
I don't think
No, is that
so,
physically
because
beat them?
there's- Yeah, no, she just
No, with a
threatened him
knife.
With a knife, yeah. Because the working class is such a broad spectrum, there are going to be plenty of intelligent, beautiful, strong, artistic. It covers such a wide spectrum, and I would argue that in the overall blanket of working class, there is probably someone who is possibly slightly more intelligent, someone somewhere that may be better at astronomy, someone who may be somewhat hotter. I don't know if there's going to be someone hornier. She seems pretty.
That
she
is
might have that
incredible.
locked in.
Yeah.
But someone probably close, around that ballpark. So I think I can assemble my top trumps to beat her out on stats.
You really went and popped your whole pussy into this one, didn't you, Brandon? Like, holy shit.
All I've got.
And consider that his argument when he first actually said it was working class. What more do I need to say? End discussion. That's pretty impressive. I
mean,
tried that
that's
last
it.
episode, and all I got was crying. So
Well, I don't want to blow my load immediately. You need to
First
spread
time-
it out, don't you?
First time I heard the category, working class is where I went, and I think that sort of says where I'm going to end up.
Yeah.
And I think Brandon's made one solid argument. Like, it has got to be working class.
And
Yeah.
nothing against Miley. It's a great show, but
It's unexpected. It was not a
100%.
part of. It was not a class we were expecting. You get a bonus little point for that, Ryan. Not an extra point.
Yay.
Yeah, it doesn't go on the board. You are.
Oh.
But I think
But
Brandon
everyone was
finally has
expecting.
won one.
That is very good, Brandon. Congratulations. Brandon has won. You're working class. Good job, working class, as well. You're doing fucking God's works. Keep it up.
yeah, shout out to bin men and stuff.
Keep striking,
But,
keep pushing those Tories back.
Oh, yeah. Bin people. We realise it's not just men.
It's 2023.
Of
Come
course, sorry. Yes, bin persons.
No, yeah, I think that's a
Holy
good
shit.
shout. It's a good shout. Well done, Brandon. You've actually done it.
Yeah.
Like,
No, thank you. I've finally done it, but genuinely, I think everyone. I like that everyone went a very different direction with that. So that was good. I appreciate people's sideways thinking for
it was good.
for this topic.
The
So,
ambiguous sort of like topic was very good. I think it went well.
Mr. Winner, what's your choice going to be for the next podcast?
Now, I do like just this snappy, just a buzzword, and like class. There's a few things you can do with it. I want to see this creativity again. I want to see those juices flowing. So my topic word is king. 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 Yeah.
Did think you'd
Not-
said kink for a second there.
Not king. Not king. That is a later episode. That is
We're
for
really
myself.
gonna.
Mukbang. Let's go.
Yeah.
Really? I mean,
Boiling class.
Robert,
if
No,
that's
no,
your
no,
king,
no.
are we learning this about you?
we
No,
don't
yeah, no, yeah, no.
kink shame on this podcast, but still,
You
Alright,
could have picked
Pop-Tarts
something
pretty
more
cool.
interesting.
I'm really holding back some words right now. Right, okay, cool. That's great. Thanks, mate. So, king. We're going to go with king. That sounds good.
King.
I like it.
Best
I like it.
king.
Very
please.
good. Well, there we go. Well, I hope everyone's enjoyed listening to this. What is this? What do we call
What
this
are we
anymore?
fucking doing?
fever dream.
Yeah, that's good. Is that a genre in Spotify?
Should be. Well, I had fun. But
Yes,
no,
good.
thank you everyone for sticking with us, listening in. We hope you enjoyed it. And maybe you'd like to let us know why we're wrong about given topics.
Why
and
is
what
Mylene
the-
class better than the working class?
Yeah,
us.
Mylene, if you're out there, you can let us know on what email address, Robert?
It is bestbuttiespod@gmail.com.
Or maybe you're of a more modern smartphone persuasion and you'd like to check out Twitter and or Instagram. And where can that be found, Jack?
At Best Buddies
Pod.
Pod.
It's what
At
Rob
Best
said
Buddies
about
Pod.
the Gmail bit.
I didn't know if it was just at Best Buddies or if we'd had to go with at Best Buddies Pod. I don't
It was
know.
at Best Buddies Pod. Do you want to do that bit again, mate? Because
No. We'll leave that in. It's fine.
oh dear, I love the sweat
Best
that at the
Buddies
end of
Pod.
every episode. It's because we're on camera and we've said this before, so we can see each other, and it's the sweat that beads down people's foreheads. I was going to say foreskin, foreheads when they quickly
Both.
when they quickly pick up their phone and go, Shit. What is it?
I made sure before we started, I actually writ it down so I had a note to hand.
He writ it down, but
No one's
Yeah,
contacted
indeed.
us on it yet, so we have no reason to remember it.
no, but do
That's
please
very
contact us because we want to know what your
Please.
favourite class is. We want to know what your favourite husbando is as well. I know we keep going back to that, but that's a real big one.
We'll always go
Favourite
back
sandwich?
to Husbando.
Favourite sandwich?
Favorite game of 2022.
Maybe even throw out a topic that you would like us to find the best of as
Oh,
well.
yeah, we
I
are
don't
running
think
out.
we've actually said that. We're running out of ideas already, so please do let us know. But I think, Christ, 1 hour 16 looking at this recording is plenty. So thank you, everyone. Love you very much.
Bye.
And see you episode 7.
Love you.
Bye.
I got a stick.